Thank you so much, Leonard, for the kind introduction. I'm really happy to be here today to share my research, which was supported by the Hong Kong Research Grants Council. I guess most of you are not new to product placement, and if you have watched television programs or movies, you may also notice a growing trend from single brand appearance to the brand appearance that containing more than one brand product at a time. And this is a phenomenon that we define as brand co-appearance that occurs when two brand products are paired simultaneously in a television program, either visually or verbally. And its effect has not been systematically examined in previous research. So when brands co-appear, you may wonder which brand is more likely to get noticed and be recognized. Also, which brand content is more likely to be retained in the long term, and what could be the possible moderating roles. So we adopted an information processing framework to explore the mental representations of brand products that co-appearing in television programs. When brands co-appear, there could be three possible combinations. Combination one, that's the co-appearance of different brands of the same product category. Or it could be the co-appearance of different products under the same brand. Or it could be combination three, that's the co-appearance of different brands from different product categories. And we believe that the presentation of different brands from different product categories may arouse a high level of attention and processing because they appear to be less usual and compatible than the other two combinations. So we anticipate that consumers exposed to this combination, they may perform better in both the short-term brand recall and recognition. However, as different brands from different product categories, usually they are less likely to occur together in our daily life. And according to the associative strength theory, we believe that their associative link may weaken over time. So participants exposed to this combination, they may perform the worst in a long-term recall and recognition. So for combination three, the co-appearance of different brands from different product categories, these two product categories, they could either be incongruent or they could be congruent product categories. And for congruent product categories, their association is likely to be stronger. So according to the relational linking strategy, that the retrieval of the one product category may activate the recall and recognition of the other category. So we anticipate that the immediate recall and recognition of brands under the congruent product category will be superior to those under the incongruent product categories. And these different brands, they could also from one of the following three conditions. It could be the co-appearance of two unfamiliar brands, or the co-appearance of one familiar and one unfamiliar brand. Or it could be the co-appearance of two familiar brands. And we know that the processing of familiar brands is less cognitively demanding. So the retrieval of the familiar brand in condition 3 is expected to be better than the retrieval of the familiar brand in condition 2. However, the processing of the familiar brand may enhance the processing of the unfamiliar brand in condition 2. So we anticipate that the recall and recognition of the unfamiliar brand in condition 2 will be better than in condition 1. To test this hypothesis, we conducted several pretest pilot studies and 4 experimental studies. We used actual television programs to enhance the external validity, and we also try to control the prominence level of all the brand co-appearance. Study 1 was conducted in a controlled laboratory environment and mainly focused on a student sample. For study 2, we extend to a less artificial environment and with a wider national sample. Both study 1 and 2, we use fictitious brands to control for brand familiarity. And we conduct study 3 and study 4 to test the moderating roles of product congruency and brand familiarity. with study 3 focus on the advertisers' key demographic group and study 4 on a wider national sample. We use different research stimulants that brain coherence in a variety show and also in a drama series. So we hope that this could enhance the generalizability of the research findings. So as you can see from the results that participants exposed to combination 3, that's the coappearance of different brands from different product categories, they consistently perform better both in the short-term brand recall and the brand recognition, as shown in the red bar. But these participants, they performed the worst in the long-term brand recall and brand recognition. And we also work out the same pattern in a public sample. For participants exposed to the coappearance of congruent product categories, their brand recall and recognition are much better than participants exposed to the coappearance of incongruent product categories in a variety show and also in a drama series. We also found a significant moderating role of brand familiarity. As you can see, a familiar brand was recalled and recognized better when it co-appeared with another familiar brand than with an unfamiliar brand. And for the unfamiliar brand, it tends to be better recalled and recognized when it co-appeared with a familiar brand than with another unfamiliar brand. And this happens both in the brand co-appearance in variety show and also in a drama series. So the results have both theoretical and practical implications. Theoretically, we have developed a useful framework for understanding the effect of brain coappearance that is supported through 4 experimental studies using different research stimulants and research samples. And practically, we suggest that marketers could search for congruent product categories and brands that are equally or more familiar for partnership in product placement. And if their promotional objective is to enhance the short-term brand memory, we suggest that marketers could consider placing their brands with brands from other product categories. However, if the promotional objective is to enhance the brand memory in the long term, then marketers may consider placing brands with brands of the same product category or products under the same brand. And we also suggest that owners of familiar brands, they could consider setting up some product exclusivity arrangements with broadcasters, so to avoid the coappearance with another brand, either deliberately or accidentally, because that may hurt their brand awareness. Our results also have some policy implications. We know that some countries, they put restrictions on simultaneously presenting products from the same brand in a program. But our results here suggest that such a restriction may not be necessary because it does not lead to a more powerful effect than that of other co-appearing combinations. And that's all for my sharing. Thank you again for having me here.